This is day 53 of my Practicing Visibility series. I am so tired. Also, my microphone does work, I found out, because I posted a video where I was doing a lot of this and I could hear the audio going in and out. So I'm going to hold this next to my face so it doesn't mess up. I've been talking a lot about, with people in my life, just like how we set up kids to be powerless in this country. And when I'm talking about youth empowerment, there's kind of two ways that we can look at it. You can look at it from a sense of advocating for youth to be involved in, important decision making for our country, which feels like a very uphill battle, right? Like, at what point are we going to get people to allow kids into spaces and actually take into consideration what they say and what they need? I don't know if we're going to get there unless we have people change the system drastically. But the way that I'm talking about youth liberation can start with themselves, learning skills about like who you are, how to work with yourself, how to take care of yourself. That builds such a strong foundation. And right now I see a lot of adults with very weak foundations. I think people who have weak foundations, weak sense of self, are easy to manipulate. They're easy to control, right? And I think that one thing that we're doing with kids is that we are building them to not have that. We're building them to look to other people for insight and their guidance and their answers. We're not teaching them to look within themselves. We're not teaching them to think about, what do you care about? What do you value? Without adults being in your ear saying, this is what you should care about. What do you care about? And then if kids do care about something, we invalidate it and we say that's not important or you shouldn't care about that. So I think what I'm trying to do with young people is give them tools to grow with themselves, how to build a good relationship with themselves, because when you have a good relationship with yourself, you're not moved as easily. You don't need all these things that these companies are pushing. These companies are pushing onto us saying, you need this to feel happy. You need this to feel complete. They're not going to go for that if they already have that strong foundation. They're not going to have that same need, right, of I'm not complete, I'm not whole, when they've started that practice of recognizing their wholeness from an earlier part. And if you think about it, I'm sorry, this is so heady, but if you think about it, kids are way more whole. Kids are way more whole than we are. I think as you get older and you go through society, that they pull pieces of us away from ourselves, right? We lose things. A great example of this is like how many kids did art until they stopped doing it because it was told that you can't do anything with this, or people don't value this, or this is too hard of a career. Giving up a piece of your creativity, giving up your voice, giving up your energy, right? We get disconnected to kind of fit into society, and I'm not into that. I want kids to be connected to themselves, to learn how to grow with themselves. Think about what it would be like if we all knew what our strengths were and we knew how to utilize them. If we were all okay with having areas for growth and being able to challenge them and pursue them and try to get better at things, knowing what motivates us, knowing what kind of people we need to be around, knowing how we work best in terms of solo or in teams. If you know all that stuff, you're unstoppable. And that's what we need. We need unstoppable kids, because to change the system, you have to keep going. You're going to have to keep going for a long time. So not only am I going to teach these kids to be unstoppable, I'm going to teach them how to take care of themselves while they're doing it, because I don't want them to burn out for a cause. The work will continue with or without them. I want them to be here for the whole thing, and I want them to have a good life. Woo! That's it. I'm going to go eat a cheesesteak. That's what I'm going to do today. I don't need to do anything else. My book is in production. My contracts are signed. All of my emails are up to date. I did my Feel Better, Do Better. I'm doing this video right now. I had my 2 meetings. I'm good. It's early. It's 3 o'clock and I'm going to hang out. I'm going to eat a really large cheesesteak. I'm going to watch Shameless and I'm going to feel good about it, because I don't have to be productive in order to be alive. I can just exist. I can just be happy that this is the space and time I have. So that's what I'm going to do. See you tomorrow.